Starting down there on the line with the stars on their helmet, that's Much Mayhem and Screaming Beaver. Now, if you're wondering who those ladies are with the stars on their helmet, those are the Jammers.
The Jammers are very important members of their teams as they are the gals responsible for scoring points.
They have to get through the pack once legally, and every person they pass from the opposing team is a point on their scoring pass.
Now, the Jammers do have to make one initial pass around the opposing team before they're eligible to score points, as was just the case for Breakneck Betties Jammer Much Mayhem, scoring 4 points.
And there was a star pass. Now, a Jammer can pass their star to the pivot. French Tickler just took that star. She's placing it on her helmet, and that makes her the Jammer.
Now French Tickler will be in a position to start scoring points, but not before the jam is called off by Much Mayhem.
That was a great jam right there for the Breakneck Betties. They jumped out there and took a lot of control to get this jam started. On the Jammer line, next up, Liquor and Split and Headache. Now, in most cases, a jam consists of a 2-minute time frame.
And we have both jammers out of the pack. However, Liquor and Split is your lead jammer from the Breakneck Betties. Now, King, what makes being lead jammer so special?
Well, lead jammer is basically in control of the jam, and they can call off the jam whenever they want to.
That becomes very important, especially at a time like this when the jammers are virtually neck and neck.
And as you saw, she tapped her hands to the side of her hips. She picked up 1 point, but she called this jam off.
That was some really great strategy by Jammer Liquor and Split there. She swiveled her hips around just to pick up 1 point. 1 point's better than no points. Her whole body doesn't need to pass. Her hips just need to pass the hips of her opponent.
Once again, we're going to see Much Mayhem out there on the line, and she will be going up against Jess in the box.
We have a little slightly old school derby action with the majority of the pack. Those are the skaters made up of blockers starting at the beginning of the pack at the start of the jam. It was
That's
good
right.
stuff to see.
Each blocker out there is one. Each blocker out there, their job is basically to play offense and defense at the same time. They're trying to stop the jammer from the opposing team while getting their jammer through.
Multitasking.
It's hard.
It's not for everybody.
Your brain has to go 2 different directions.
And jamming again for the Breakneck Betties this evening, we have Liquor and Split, no stranger to the star.
And right now there's a slight package advantage for the Heartless Heathers. The Breakneck Betties have a player in the box.
Liquor and Split doing a great job of escorting herself quickly to the penalty box.
Well, she just picked up a forearm to hit to the penalty box. That's going to be a power jam.
This is going to be a great opportunity for the Heathers to narrow rather short lead, but a lead nonetheless that the Betties hold over them.
Screaming Beaver right now in charge of this power jam. She's not the lead jammer.
We have a very tough wall of Betties out there.
She's squeezing her way through Chestnuts, though. Got a hold of her. Oh, that's great job by Screaming Beaver to stay in and pick up her 5-point grand slam.
It's amazing how quickly 30 seconds can go by as Liquor and Split is already back out on the track.
Liquor and Split finally gets through on her initial pass. She is not the lead jammer.
That is correct.
And that's going to be called off by Screaming Beaver after she picks up 4 more points.
Now, Screaming Beaver called off that jam there because she saw that the opposing jammer was in a position to start scoring points before she had the opportunity to hit the pack. She called off the jam and scored the points. Good job.
All right, we've got Much Mayhem and Headache on the Ron King Fiat jammer line. test drive a Fiat at Ron Tonkin Fiat and get a free Derby ticket.
And jamming for the Breakneck Betties, we have Much Mayhem.
Much mayhem around the outside, and turn number 1, she's your lead jammer.
Betty's doing a great job giving a little 1-2 punch to Headache.
Headache took the cap off, and she's trying to pass it away.
Betty's doing a great job of keeping that jammer separated while she attempted a cap pass.
Much mayhem squeezed through for a grand slam, 5 points. Headache got out. She had the cap in her hand, still wanted to pass it off, but she's free of the pack.
Much Mayhem doing a great job of creeping up on that inside, the near snail's pace, picking up 5 points.
Big shout out to Bridgetown Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rose City Rollers since the beginning. Also, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, both in the concessions and in the penalty box.
Breakneck Betty starting at the pivot line, and the Heathers doing a nice job holding back the jammer in the back.
Irie Bell wearing the star cap for the Heartless Heathers for the first time this evening.
Nice offense coming from the Heathers. They swept from the inside to get their jammer free.
Liquor was just one step ahead of Irie Bell, but Irie Bell did a great job of following exactly in the path that Liquor took.
Liquor and Split glides on by. They had 2 blockers in the box. Now, if you are in the box, you still count as a point. So that's 3 points for the Breakneck Betties.
Another big shout out to OHSU Sports Medicine, proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. And Rose City Rollers are involved with the Big Brothers Big Sisters Sports Buddies, encouraging young people to get active.
We're going to have an official timeout. Cosmo Damage out on the track. Wanda, clarification on the penalties. Fantastic. What you got down there on the track? A dead microphone?
Mike, I accidentally turned off. The same penalty was called twice on the same skater, so they're going to be removing one of those penalties.
Ladies, that was the end of the official review. Sweet Jane and Screaming Beaver down there ready to skate. And this next jam is on.
And it's Breakneck Betty's captain, Sweet Jane, wearing a star cap for the first time this evening.
Well, she got knocked out of bounds and did pass a opposing blocker. Oh, she got a penalty. Sweet Jane on her way through. She's headed to the penalty box.
Ladies and gentlemen, this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes as there is no lead jammer at this time.
Oh, Screaming Beaver around the outside. She got some great offensive help, and she picks up another 5 points.
Really great communication amongst the blockers out there. Crashing down very early, making some great offense for Screaming Beaver. 5 more
points. What kind of
points.
footwork was that we just saw? Screaming Beaver dancing along the apex. Time served, and Sweet Jane is now back in the pack, trying to fight her way through.
Screaming Beaver does not look too concerned about it as she is out again for another grand slam. 5 points.
Sweet Jane is still engaged in the back of that pack, trying to fight her way through. Knife is up in the last line of defense.
Annihilating offense by number 2, French Tickler, opening a hole wide open for her jammer.
Lots of hitting going on down there in turn number 1. Sweet Jane, though, comes in hot. Lots of players on the deck.
Everybody tumbling down there. But we have 4 more points for the Heartless Heathers.
The Heathers have come out in this jam swinging. We have a lead change right now as we go into this next jam. The score is 42-24.
Another big shout out to Bike Punk. Locally print eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit bikepunk.com.
We're going to see Headache on the line with a star on her helmet up against Super Six-Pack. And we've got an official review. We're going to send our man in command, Mantastic, down to the floor to tell us what's going on.
These official reviews are sponsored by Porcano, the official taco of the Rose City Rollers. There was a contested score there that wanted 5 points instead of 2 on the last jam. The score is going to stand 2 points.
Well, unusually, both these teams are going to start in the middle between the jam line and the pivot line. And they're going to be in that triangle defense. Super Six-Pack around the outside. She's your lead jammer.
Whipping around super fast on the outside, but Headache is hot on her heels following that outside path as well.
Betties tried to drop back and hit that line in the back. They did end up getting 1 point out of their effort.
Super Six-Pack deserves a lot of credit as a slightly more veteran jammer in this league. She really timed that so perfectly, knowing just the right moment to be able to eke out a point, but seeing the speed that Hetty was coming in with, just shutting it down.
I still want to credit her her line for playing that offense and helping her get that extra point.
Absolutely.
Well, they had 2 pivots out there. They figured it out just in time before the whistle blew. Much mayhem, really running hard up against that wall.
And Irie Bell is your lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Taddy Munster, though, she picked up what I believe to be a low block, and she will be spending some time in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. Irie Bell on her knees in the straightaway, calling off that jam, picks up 2 points.
Down in the concessions, we've also got Fat Tire Ale and Ranger IPA from New Belgium Brewing Company. Great time to stop out, grab yourself a pint, and enjoy the rest of the bout. After the bout, please stop by Joe's Burgers with 4 locations, awesome burgers, and official leader of RCR volunteers.
This is a really exciting bout right here.
This is a really exciting, well-matched bout right here. And I have to say that everyone's playing intensely, yet also cleanly. Not too many over-the-top penalty circumstances yet this evening.
I really like how Liquor and Split comes out and instantly starts playing offense, or defense, I should say, before she plays the offense.
Liquor and Split is out as your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Just in the box, ended up on her knees, but jumped right back up, and she's on her way.
We have a very spread out pack situation, which is something a speedy jammer like Liquor and Split is just dying for.
Automatic weapon. She did a nice little hit just to give enough room for Liquor and Split to get through.
If you get hungry, Kind, a brand of all-natural whole nut and fruit bars made from ingredients you can see and pronounce, unlike the names of some derby girls.
All right, who do we have out here now? We have Mucho Mayhem, number 77, for the Breakneck Betties.
And I believe that's Screaming Beaver out there. We've got a 12-point game. Much Mayhem, though, goes right up that inside line to get lead jammer.
But that's okay. Screaming Beaver is out after a slight kerfuffle in that pack.
That was some great reaction time to get their jammer free. Much Mayhem jumped out. She squeezed through, picked up 4 points, and calls off this jam.
Great job by Screaming Beaver finding an opportunity to eke out 3 points. Take them where you can get them. Great job.
We've also got some league-wide sponsors we'd like to thank. The Portland Mercury, Portland Vital Signs, City Graphics, and Kay's Bar. Once again, downstairs in concessions.
Liquor and Split wearing the jammer hat for the Breakneck Betties. Engaging Headache right off the line with a little jammer D, but looks like she's going to go cool her heels in the penalty box for 30 seconds.
Well, she did a cut, and that's going to give lead jammer 2 Headache, and she's in a power jam.
Not only are the Heathers in a power jam, but they have a lot of dominating blockers on the track out there. We have a 4-2 pack advantage by the Heartless Heathers.
They've got all their players out there on the track. Chestnuts is now back out there with them. Chestnut's a real formidable defensive player. Unable to stop Headache, though. I think Fritz Schickler's trying to get a goat right there. Autumn does not want any part of that.
The Heathers have been doing a really great job playing very preemptive offense. They are not hesitating. They are just going for it, and it is paying off.
Wow. Liquor and Split came through that pack determined to get through. She came through swinging.
Headache making sure to check in with her bench support, hearing her to call off the jam, and she did.
Just 15 minutes left to go out and get your raffle tickets.
Well, looks like we're going to have a team timeout, and you know what that means? It's a Layla Smackdown Music Minute.
While we wait for this team timeout, and you're thinking about how to get around or how to get down here for the next bout, think of Car2Go. Meet the future of car sharing. Sign up today at car2go.com.
These timeouts are also a great opportunity to head on down to our free and fun photo booth. Get a picture taken. It's fun.
Well, so far what we've seen is every time the Heathers have benefited from a power jam, they have just put the pedal to the metal and scored as many points as possible. Irie Bell out there for the Heathers right now trying to fight her way through.
And none other than Much Mayhem going for the Betties one more time in that star, but not if French Tickler has anything to do with it.
Irie Bell, she's your lead jammer. Irie Bell picked up a few points, got a hit to the face, called off the jam, but that's 3 points going for the Heartless Heathers.
When quality counts, call Bridgetown Automotive. Support Rose City Rollers while taking great care of your car. And while you're waiting and you're hungry, the magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice, Voodoo Donut.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, where are my Breakneck Betty fans out there? Super Six-Pack right now engaged at the back of that wall, trying to fight her way through.
Super Six-Pack's facing off against Screaming Beaver. Screaming Beaver is your lead jammer.
It was almost a photo finish to get through. Oh.
Kaboom!
Big hit down front. Knife took a brutal hit in turn number 4. She's coming up holding her arm. No penalty called on the play, and this jam comes to an end. It's a 30-point game. So where are my Heathers fans?
They must be saving their cheering voices for the second half.
That must be what it is.
That's clearly what it is.
On nights when there's
Jess in the box out there. She hits the back of that red wall and still trying to fight her way through.
Breakneck Betty's doing such a great job blocking the opposing jammer. Didn't even realize that Sweet Jane was caught up in that.
Jess in the box is your lead jammer.
That was a great reabsorption by Frankenskate.
Yeah, Frankenskate got a penalty for it, though. I think she hit a little low there.
But it was enthusiastic.
They are just chiseling away point by point.
On nights when there's not roller derby to go to, check out PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings. And if you can't really afford to go to those events, call Kelly Brown Debt Relief. Kelly Brown likes roller derby. We've got another Porquet new official timeout here. All right, there was just a little bit of a question there. The Breakneck Betties coach wasn't sure on a call. It was a false start, but the jammer yielded, and so there was no penalty assessed and no problem.
All right, to get this next jam started, two of the Betties are going to start from the penalty box. That's going to leave just Chestnut and Lights Out. Of course, if you're going to have two blockers out there, those are two fantastic ones to do it. Speaking of fantastic, French Tickler, Taddy Munster, and Story.
And Liquor and Split versus the French Tickler at the front of the pack, two-stepping around.
Oh, and Liquor and Split stepped out, came back in, and that's a cut.
That was some very impressive footwork by the French Tickler, causing Liquor to get that cut.
Oh, Headache, though. She came in hot, and that is going to be a back block. So guess what? There's no jammer on the track. Now, for those who have not been to Derby before, what happens is one jammer will sit down, the other will be released, and then the jammer in the penalty box will only have to serve the time that was done by the previous jammer.
That's how you keep the action going.
Liquor and Split right now trying to navigate her way through, stepping inside to out. But there is French Tickler again, not wanting to let her go.
Taddy and Frenchie doing a great job working together, and Headache is out.
Well, while they were trying to get their jammer through, Headache snuck on through, picked up 4 more points. And she's back again.
Huge hit by Northern Lights out there. Liquor and Split coming in like a wrecking ball.
And Headache, speaking of wrecking ball, once again, she got knocked out of bounds, came right back, and she has picked up more points.
And it looks like we're in a power jam situation.
She might have the cloak of invisibility on because I swear she's walking through untouched.
Teflon coated. That's still legal.
Right now the Heathers willing to let their jammer do the work. It looks like a direction of play got picked up by Automatic Weapon. 4 more points, though.
You want to see more Derby? Go on down to Ron Tonkin Fiat, and you get free Derby tickets if you test drive a Fiat.
I don't know what I'm seeing, but I think I'm going to like it.
I definitely like it. We have got a 52-point lead by the Heartless Heathers. Incredible work out there by the Heathers.
Ooh! We had a little squeezing action going on by that fierce Heathers line.
Yep, that was a nice little sausage move to get that jammer free. Irie Bell was free for a second. She got taken out by the knee, no call. So, once again, they start quick, they hit quick. Couple points on the board.
Snack like there's no tomorrow. Kind snacks. Once again, also PBR available downstairs at the K's Bar concession.
That kind of sounds good. A Kind bar and a PBR. Wow. All the nutrition you ever need.
You don't normally come to Derby to hear your announcers recite poetry, do you?
Screaming Beaver wearing the star for the Heartless Heathers, but Much Mayhem is out as your lead jammer, Breakneck Betties.
And I think that's been the first lead jammer in quite a while for the Betties. Naturally, Much Mayhem, the recipient of it.
Luckily, they're in good hands with Much Mayhem.
Liquor and Split. She is out there as a one-man wrecking crew right now, or should I say one-lady wrecking crew. Oh. But she just picked up a forearm, and she's headed to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
And while we weren't even paying attention, Much Mayhem has picked up another 5 points.
Well, there was a cap pass. Stop the bleeding. That would be Taddie Munster out there with a star on her helmet.
I love seeing Taddie Munster jam. I hope I get to see that again tonight.
If you're going to be in John's Landing, make sure to stop by the Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. If you're going to be on the Clinton Street area, make sure you're at the Nightlight Lounge, RCR's favorite Clinton Street bar and the only place to get RCR ticks in town.
Well, they're going to start down there on the jammer line. Super Six-Pack playing along with the defense. She doesn't want that jammer to go anywhere.
And they are not making it easy on Jess in the box, but she is out as your lead jammer.
Super Six-Pack, I don't think she realizes she got the star on her helmet. She was out front for a second, but jumped back in.
Back to what I was saying earlier about multitasking.
Yep. She was having too fun playing defense down there. And as
it
we
can be
see
fun.
that, Jess in the box picks up a grand slam.
Hitting is fun. Being part of a strong wall is fun. I'll never hold that against anybody.
Super Six-Pack, another huge hit. Boa Constrictor took her out but couldn't stop her. Super Six-Pack is free.
All smiles, that Jess in the box.
Immediate care for RCR athletes is provided through our sports medicine hotline at 503-494-4000. The OHSU Sports Medicine, proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers.
It looks like the pivots are in the penalty box right now. You got Liquor and Split and Knife down there to start this next jam. Much Mayhem up against Headache. Headache, one player left to beat. She drops, lights out.
Wow. Much Mayhem is your lead jammer. Headache coming barreling like a bat out of hell through that wall, though.
That was a great call off. Good heads up play by Much Mayhem. She had her whole team in the back of that pack down there. She didn't want to lose any more points going in with 5 minutes left in this half.
Take a moment to thank the McDonald Miller Facilities Solutions, proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers, and Shebop, a female-friendly sex toy boutique in Portland, Oregon, now with 2 locations.
Hey.
Super Six-Pack around the outside.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
What? It was like a red streak. What was that?
Yeah. If you guys blinked, you just missed that great play. Irie Bell, though, up front in the apex. She's up, and she's ready to score.
Irie Bell has some amazing pickup speed. They'll slow her down at the front of that pack, but she just comes shooting out of it. It's amazing.
Wow. Lots of hitting and lots of big stuff happening. Irie Bell is through on a scoring pass. 4 points.
Beautiful use of that quick-footed pickup speed.
Irie Bell got knocked out of bounds in turn number 1, and she's going back to start again.
But he's doing a good job of really taking advantage of as much track as possible to drag her to the back.
Oh, and Super Six-Pack stepped out of bounds. She's in disbelief, but the call is done. She's headed to the penalty box.
Oh, ooh. We have yet another star pass. This time it is Knife as your jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, Knife comes in, takes a wallop from Liquor and Split, and yet she continues to skate.
She might feel that one next week, but it certainly did not impact her at the moment.
She comes in hot. Now she's just trying to will her way through that pack. Oh.
Huge hit by Push La Tush.
If I got a hit like that, I would not be getting up right now.
Well, then you wouldn't be a very good jammer now, would you?
And you're onto something.
Wow.
4 points picked up by Super Six-Pack. 5 picked up
Really
by
fancy
Knife.
footwork at the end there by Knife, managing to just pirouette her way around the inside, pick up more points.
All right, guys, less than 4 minutes left to get your raffle tickets. Over by the door, make sure you go buy those raffle tickets, $275 in prizes, and looks like an official timeout. The officials are just doing some derby math here, making sure that all of the points were tallied correctly with those star passes. A little confusing out here. They wanted to make sure the score is correct.
I got to say, I'm really impressed with how the Heartless Heathers have jumped out here and really dominated the first half of play. We have 3 minutes left in this first half, and the Breakneck Betties are still trying to find an answer. What I've pretty much seen is they've capitalized on every one of the power jams and really racked up that score. So right now the Heartless Heathers definitely in control. This game is not out of scoring reach, though.
Absolutely not. I mean, it seems like there's a big point differential right now. Anything can happen in the second half.
Yep, endurance is going to come into play, and your jammers such as Much Mayhem, Liquor and Split, they're top-notch quality. Speaking of which, Much Mayhem trying to work around the outside and get through.
Screaming Beaver is declared lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers. However, she is not yet out of the pack.
Yep. Much Mayhem did get out of the pack, but Screaming Beaver got lead jammer, and she got knocked out. So she's still in.
And
she
Much
took
Mayhem
off her cap, so there will not be a lead jammer. This is going to be a 2-minute jam.
Much Mayhem coming in with a lot of speed, and Mace Ventura doing a great job of bracing for her wall to receive her.
And Screamin' Beaver stepped out of bounds, stepped back on the track in front of that opposing player. That constitutes a cut. She will be spending 30 seconds in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
This is a huge opportunity for the Breakneck Betties. If you're going to have anyone out there in a power jam to try and make up some points, it's going to be Much Mayhem.
I think Much Mayhem heard what I said, and she wants to take advantage now of her own power jam, and that's just what she's doing. Time to whittle down this lead.
Girl, have some fun with it.
Much Mayhem scooting through sideways, backwards, and back around again. That's 5 more points.
Beautiful offense by Chestnuts. Not even so much the huge impact of the maneuver, but the timing was perfect.
Wow! I don't think you could have slid a piece of dental floss up that outside line, but Much Mayhem figured out a way to get up that outside.
She's already around again.
Screaming Beaver, she snuck right on through, caught him playing offense, and she's good to go.
Taddy Munster doing a great job of helping her teammate drive the jammer out and then reabsorb her to the back.
Indigo Hurls did a great wallop, knocked Screaming Beaver about 3 feet. She had to start again, but she got through and picked up 4 points.
Wow, that was a huge jam for the Breakneck Betties.
That's what they need. We got a minute and a half going in before halftime. They had to start building their momentum.
They must have heard us talking about how it's not a runaway game.
You know, sometimes they actually do listen to us.
There you
Yeah.
And for that, I'm sorry.
Super Six Pack on the line once again. She did that upside. She did the exact same play the last time she was out there. Super Six Pack's your lead jammer.
Jess in the box taking an inch, which was all she needed to creep up that inside and closing that gap between her and Six Pack.
I love the defense, or I should say offense, that was just played out there to try and get that 1 point, but it looks like both jammers picked up a point. We'll call it a push.
I also want to give, speaking of pushes, I want to give a little shout out to Push Latush for very subtly dropping that jammer at the last second.
And we also have 28 seconds till halftime. Don't forget to get your raffle tickets because there are some fantastic prizes and you don't want to miss out.
Northern Lights out, wearing the hat for the Breakneck Betties, facing off against Headache for the Heartless Heathers.
And Headache right now stuck in the back of that wall of red. She's going outside to in, but still not able to get through.
That was a hard-fought lead jammer declaration for Northern Lights out.
Both jammers are now free. And they're right now battling up front in that pack. Oh! Knife came in with authority with a clubbing hit.
Beautiful hit by Knife. Beautiful.
Wow. Unless you're on the receiving end. All right, it's halftime. We've got a score of 118 to 80.
All right, we're getting ready to launch the second half of this super exciting game tonight. Don't forget, you still have an opportunity to get yourself some concessions and take advantage of the free and fun roller derby photo booth. Get some photos with eligible high roller bachelors on premise tonight. And get ready for more fun, fast, furious derby action.
Well, at the end of that at the end of the half, I should say, the Breakneck Betties, they had a really nice comeback. Right now the score is 80 to 118 for the Heartless Heathers.
Much Mayhem launching herself off that jammer line for the Breakneck Betties.
But it was Headache who battled her way up that inside line, and she's your lead jammer. Much Mayhem found that apex line, and she went all the way around the outside.
Headache doing a great job of pushing that speed of that Breakneck Betties wall and picking up 4 points in the process.
I don't know how she did it, but Headache eked by Chestnuts with the greatest of ease.
Once again, I want to thank Bridgetown Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of RCR since the beginning, and also Bridgetown Automotive for when your car, instead of your spine, gives out. With quality counts, call Bridgetown Automotive. Support RCR while taking great care of your car.
Screaming Beaver and Super Six Pack battling it out in this next jam.
And we're moments away from having a 4-on-4 pack. Ooh, looks like I might be speaking too soon.
Oh, yeah, no, she got a misconduct call. Looks like false start, and she will be sitting in the penalty box, serving 30 seconds.
Now, it's not just a question of false starting, but it's a question of false starting and then not yielding your positional advantage to the opposing skater. Had she yielded, she could have absolved herself.
Well, this is interesting. Super Six Pack got sandwiched in the middle and picked up a forearm. So that's going to be a switcheroo out there. Screaming Beaver is back on the track.
Sounds like some fans out there felt a little uncomfortable with that call.
Screaming Beaver came in hot. She hit the middle. She's up against Liquor and Split and company. And they are just abusing her right now as she tries to fight her way through.
That is a super fierce wall that Beaver is slamming against.
Oh, she finally found a line on the outside. And oh, she finally made it through.
Liquor and Split really had no choice but to let Screaming Beaver out.
Super Six Pack's got one player left to beat. She somehow stayed in bounds.
Super Six Pack doing an amazing job of just swiveling around, and there she did it again.
Wow!
If you missed it the first time, she did it again.
Oh, and a low block being called. Screaming Beaver fell down out of bounds, took out Super Six Pack by the heels. So that's going to be another power jam in this first jam.
Well, you know, they both have a chance at it. It's fun.
And here comes the offense. I like them running. Super Six Pack engages knife.
The Heathers doing a great job of anticipating that offense by the Betties, then allowed them to really speed up the movement of the pack, making it that much harder for Six Pack to catch up and get any points off of it.
Hey, next derby out here, January 21st, on Wednesday. The bout is closed to the general public. It is for season tickets holder only. However, both the best seat auction is going on eBay, 5 seats being auctioned off for that bout, and you can also still get your season's pass on sale for 4 private events.
Much mayhem getting this next jam starting, and all by herself out there. China Doll Assassin, last line of defense.
Let us not forget it was Much Mayhem responsible for eating away a lot of those points that separated them from the Heartless Heathers. This is a great opportunity for her to do it again.
Wow, they were just a really nice waterfall of players hitting her to get her out of bounds. Much Mayhem, though, glides on through and picks up 4 more points.
Screaming Beaver doing a great job of passing half of her opponents and then deciding to pass the cap to French Tickler.
French Tickler now, she is out of the pack. She's picking up and laying them down, trying to get back in there. One point being picked up by French Tickler.
Teams coming out, getting onto the jammer line. And when you're out there on the jammer line and looking at it, think of Ron Tonkin Fiat. Go get some free derby tickets by going on a test drive.
Very unusual here.
We have 5-on-5 taking
That's
the
why
track
it's
this
unusual.
jam.
Nobody's in the penalty box? What? Sweet Jane trying to run up that outside line, but they are wise to what she's doing.
Irie Bell deciding to go right down the middle, and Super Six Pack punishing her for it.
I am really impressed with how well, maturity-wise, Irie Bell has advanced this year from last.
I could not agree more. She has really just jumped up her game level and asserted herself as a very important member of the Heartless Heathers.
Yep, very, very impressed with her play this year. Right now, we've got a score of 128-93. Mantastic, what do you got for us?
I don't know. I got a terrible thirst, and I would really like to get myself some New Belgian Brewing Company. Either the Fat Tire or the Ranger IPA. That would sure taste good right now.
Absolutely would taste good. Gotta love me some Fat Tire Ale. Much Mayhem once again on the line. She comes in and she hits it hard.
beautiful manipulation out there by Knife, pushing her players where she thinks she needs them to go.
Much Mayhem's your lead jammer. Such an explosive player. Quick stops, quick starts, and she gets through.
And great job by the Heathers turning their attention to offense. Unfortunately, we have a track cut called on Headache, and Much Mayhem will have another go at being the only jammer on the track.
The offense comes. Indigo Hurls is the trying to pick one off. Knife does pick up Much Mayhem. Trying to skate backwards. She got hit and taken out of bounds.
Headache just sidling her way out of the penalty box, creeping up that back wall.
Bella Constrictor, she picked up a penalty for an out-of-play block.
Indigo Hurls really taking advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, Headache had gotten through, tripped on her own shoelaces, and finally got out of the pack.
Rabbit in the hair.
Well, they have crept back into this game. We've got as you can remember, not too long ago, it was over 50 points separated these two teams, and right now we got a score of 128 to 112.
New leadership on the Heathers this season. We have Effie as well as Cosmo, and a really smart maneuver taking a timeout right now.
Yeah, it really is. What it does is it calms down your players, gets everybody back on the same page, and kind of gives you a new plan. This is how we're going to do it the next time we're out on the court.
It's also a great opportunity to break some of the momentum that the Breakneck Betties have shown right out of the gate this half.
Fantastic. What do you got?
I've got a big shout out to all of our sponsors because we really couldn't do this without them. The sport court, the fancy Jumbotron, Hope Baraka Realtor helping Portlanders buy and sell their dream house, and Black Cat Plumbing keeping the pipes in that house flowing. Your local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud part of RCR since 2009. These guys make it all possible. Please support the RCR sponsors.
Going into this next jam, it's going to be 3-on-3 in the blocker war in that pack.
But what a three we have representing both teams.
Yeah. Jess in the box. She's trying to sneak up that outside, and she engages Fonda Brawls. Liquor and Split took her down. She gets back up, getting hit multiple times, still trying to fight her way through.
And Ivy Cardiac is being sent to the penalty box.
She picked up a forearm on that play. That's going to get a power jam.
That was always one of my flavors of the day.
Well, the offensive come, but Liquor and Split is determined to keep her body on Jess in the box.
Jess in the box doing a great job of pretty much setting a pick for herself and rolling around her opponent. Unfortunately, it does look like she engaged illegally.
Yep, that looks like a block with the face.
She is not going to have to sit that full 30 seconds, however.
Yep, but that is going to end that power jam with no advantage. Cardiac attack. She's back out there again, and she's still trying to fight her way through. First time with the star on her helmet tonight.
But Jess in the box is back out there. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. A full 2 physical minutes, I might add.
Yep, Story. She went running back. Or maybe that's Ventura. That's Mace Ventura. She caught Cardiac attack, and that's going to be another power jam for Jess in the box.
Jess in the box just managing to whip around that inside, narrowly escaping a huge hit by a Chestnuts.
Jess in the box sneaks on through for 3 points. Jess in the box goes down, and I believe at the end they might be. Not sure what the call might be here. I'm suspecting yes. Jess in the box did get called with a penalty at the end. I believe it is a low block. So we will start this next jam in a power jam.
So RCR is a proud Sports Buddies partner, encouraging young people to get active. And so a big shout out to Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Sports Buddies.
Super six-pack all by her lonesome. She's up against a formidable blue wall.
Knife doing her best to try and get underneath Super Six-Pack, but she just skates right around her, and she is out as your lead jammer.
Layla, I don't know if you could see all those twists and turns she did, but that was fantastic watching her glide around those blockers.
Great job by Super Six-Pack communicating to her blockers, telling them exactly what she wants them to do.
Taddy Munster dropping a wall. High block being picked up, or I should say, blocking with the face. Super six-pack headed to the penalty box. I don't think she likes that call, though.
Well, no one really likes being called to the penalty box.
Well, you know, as a Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box, you can kick back,
but
pull your
it's
wheels.
not like there's a cooler in there for you to, like, sip away your sorrows.
Okay. Looks like Super Six-Pack back on the track. That was kind of quick. Jess in the box. She got knocked down trying to fight her way through Fun of Brawls, yelling to get some wall set up. Super Six-Pack stuck in the behind that blue wall. She's got Push Latush trying to open something up.
Both jammers really having a heck of a time going it alone against those walls out there. Super Six-Pack proving to be a bit more successful.
Fringe Tickler, she got the cap. There's a cap pass.
Wow, Super Six-Pack just managing to avoid a little pileup.
Super Six-Pack hits the back of that red wall, pushes a hole open, and gets her 4 points.
This is the part of the evening where things might get a little bit chippy. There's been a significant amount of gameplay already. We get a little bit excited. Maybe we get a little bit tired. But, you know, it's still an opportunity to kind of tighten up.
Is that what you describe it out there? For all those years you played, you'd get chippy with 17 minutes left in the game?
Chippy.
All right.
I stick to my story.
You heard it here. Layla Smackdown. She gets chippy.
And for those who aren't trying to get chippy out there, stop by and pick up a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Quench your thirst.
Much Mayhem out as your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties. We have less than 20 points separating these two teams. I think this might be the narrowest lead of the evening.
I Rebel. Taking out automatic weapon. Now she's up against Chestnut, and she's not taking any part of that action.
Knock 'em, sock 'em, robots.
I cannot say enough about I Rebel right now.
Great blocking by Chestnuts out there.
Much Mayhem coming up on the back of that pack. She runs up the outside.
And now it's just a race of blue and red to get some semblance of order back out there.
Heartless Heather's waiting for that jammer to engage. Much Mayhem calls it off, picks up 3 points.
As you can all tell, this is really quite a brutal game. Well, another big bunch of thanks to Bridgetown Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rose City Rollers since the beginning, and OHSU Sports Medicine, proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers.
All right, where are my Heathers fans out there? They always sound a little better in the second half after they have a few beers. What about my Betties fans? All right, Super Six-Pack. She went down hard. She's holding her head. Knife headed to the penalty box. Oh, she picked up a penalty on that. So that's going to be Screamin' Beaver in a power jam. She's already gotten through on a scoring pass. That's 5 more points.
So it looks like it is a power jam situation. A little bit of confusion out there.
You know, this might not be a bad idea for Super Six-Pack to collect herself after getting a head hit on the tarmac like that.
30 seconds could be all the time you need to really just reset.
Screaming Beaver, though, she glides through another one of those Heather jammers that I'm really impressed with this year. She did great last year, as did they all, but showing some real maturity this year.
Last year was training for her. This year is the big show.
Screaming Beaver tomahawks on that outside line. Picks up 4 more points. Maybe 5 more points.
Yet again, some really great communicating amongst the blockers out there. Unfortunately, they got to turn their attention to offense as Super Six Pack is out again.
Yep. Looks like she kicked up a misconduct. I'm not quite sure. I expect an official review after this. Screaming Beaver, though, as they have every time they've gotten in a power jam situation, the Heartless Heathers are just racking up the points.
Heartless Heather's doing a great job of just sitting on the opponents of the jammer.
3 more points on that last pass.
And only 4 more minutes until the bar is going to be closing. If you are thirsty and you want a PBR or one of those lovely New Belgium Brewing Company beers, make sure you make your way into the line right now. Only 4 more minutes until the bar closes.
Captain Obvious down there chatting with the coach of the Breakneck Betties.
You know, a couple more shout-outs to Timothy Murray Photography. Visit timothymurrayphotography.com for classic black and white film derby images. And Echo Construction. The friendly people at Echo Construction love custom home building, remodels, and roller derby.
Yeah, that timeout is going to lead right into an official review. I figured that's what we were looking at. They have some things they want to discuss. Looks like Headache's out there all by her lonesome Super Six-Pack standing in the penalty box. And I figured they want to have a little more discussion to make sure they've got all of this assessed correctly.
I also want to give a shout out to the fabulous duo shaking their pom-poms in the corner, none other than DD Monic and Lead Speaking Missile, working super hard out there for their Breakneck Betties. Woo! Cut them off. Just kidding.
Serve them more.
We don't need an after party. We have those two.
All right, so the penalty for insubordination against Super Six-Pack, the full call was not made by the ref in a way that the skater was able to hear, and so she actually wasn't being insubordinate, and that penalty is taken away, and she will not be in the penalty box to start the next jam.
All right, we have 5-on-5 hitting the track again in this last 14 minutes of gameplay.
All right, so much mayhem going around the outside. Wow. French Tickler, though, gave her a clip.
And Headache is your lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, Taddy Munster with a great hit on the outside, but Much Mayhem finally gets through.
Much Mayhem not making the same mistake twice and ending up on the wrong side of French Tickler.
Mace Ventura did some fantastic offense just to give her enough room to get up that line and pick up a few extra points.
Talk about up-and-coming skaters really asserting their authority on the track in blue, and Mace Ventura is definitely one of them.
Hey, so when you're out there at Porque no, enjoying your official RCR taco, make sure to slather it with secret aardvark. Viva la aardvark!
Liquor and Split on the line with a star on her helmet. She's going up against Irie Bell. Liquor and Split right now in the back playing defense.
Slow and strong, both those walls.
I like what she's doing here. She's killing time, getting a full pack out there. And so far, it's working for her.
I'm sure that's exactly what their plan is.
Well, you got a short of players. Time to... Yep. Oh! Pile up and turn number one. Lord almighty.
I felt that one up here. Huge hit by Knife, but Liquor does find an answer on the outside, and she is your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Irie Bell, she's still fighting to get through. Nice cap pass. That's the Knife. She's got the star.
That was a textbook opportunity to star pass.
The live broadcast, if you didn't know, we're being broadcast live tonight. It's brought to you by Blaze Streaming Media. And if you can't watch it because your mobile phone is broken, contact Wired Eye Repair, your mom's favorite smartphone tablet repair since 2010. Again, lots of thanks to Blaze Streaming Media for broadcasting this tonight.
Screaming Beaver out there once again on the line, and that's Sweet Jane with the star on her helmet for the Breakneck Betties. Sweet Jane hits the back of that pack and starts pushing bodies around, but still unable to fight her way through.
Knife doing a great job of stepping right in between that Betty's offense and allowing Screaming Beaver to emerge as lead jammer.
Lots of hitting going on. Automatic weapon taken out French Stickler in turn number 4.
Screaming Beaver saying, hey, Story, come on up here. Give me some help. But I don't need any because I just got all the points.
That was Story, and I believe French Stickler that took out that line in the apex. It made it that easy for a little country stroll on a trail. Screaming Beaver got benefit of.
She made it look real easy.
So Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Sports Buddies, again, the Rose City Rollers, proud partner, encouraging young people to get active with the Rosebuds League and other amazing youth roller derby right here in historic Oaks Park.
Much mayhem trying to take that inside line. Bunch of blue shirts, though, found her. Bella Constrictor taking out Much Mayhem on turn number 1.
Brutal hit by Bella Constrictor. Really great job by the Heathers. Oh, but Much Mayhem's just going to skip right on over them and be your lead jammer.
So far, just a bunch of folks in the pack. French Stickler emerges, though, with a star in her hand. She's finally out of the pack. Now, in case y'all were wondering, the reason we are seeing those star passes is once the lead jammer has been established by the opposing team, the team that is not the lead jammer has to get their jammer out as quick as possible. And this is something that is great derby action. When you get that pass, you can stop the other team from scoring so many points.
It's kind of like a tourniquet to stop the bleeding.
That's right. Get that jammer out of the pack and get them from stopping any more scoring.
All right, we have Super Six Pack wearing the cap again for the Breakneck Betties, facing off against Irie Bell.
Irie Bell up against that red wall. She goes down, but still fighting her way through.
Irie Bell caught on the back hip of Automatic Weapon. Not a great place to be.
Look at Irie Bell. Once again, she's your lead jammer.
Looks like she's got a taste for this, huh?
Super Six Pack finally fought her way through a number of blue shirts, and she's on her way.
We have all able-bodied skaters on the track right now.
Irie Bell picking up 4 more points. We got to score a 189, 135.
Bike Punk, locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and designs. Visit bikepunk.com. Or in person, visit Voodoo Donut. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice. And when your ears are tired of bleeding, go ahead and turn the dial to X-Ray FM. X-Ray FM loves Derby, 107.1.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Liquor and Split super fast and furious off that jam line. And she's going to be your lead jammer. She earned that.
Liquor and Split's got crazy feet sometimes as a jammer, and holy smoke, she's showing it there.
She really kicked in the nitrous boosters on this round.
And she's in a power jam. Screaming Beaver just picked up a low block.
5 more points for the Breakneck Betties.
Heartless Heathers up front, turn number 1. Offense a-comin'. Nice bridge work being set up by the Heartless Heathers. Hattie Munster, nice hit. Liquor and Split, though, strong. Gets through for 5 more points.
Liquor and Split checking in with her coach. Getting no instruction. She is going to initiate another pass and split up that wall.
Oh! Liquor and Split headed to the penalty box. I really like how she handled that there.
Still having fun out there. That's what we like to see.
And French Tickler, she benefits another star pass.
And finally, French Tickler will be given the opportunity to start scoring some points if her skates want to cooperate with her.
Yep, sometimes there's slick spots on the track. You gotta watch out for that.
Ooh, huge hit by Chestnuts.
Northern Lights out, having to set down a bridge, keep them in play. Chestnuts taking her out, but Liquor and Split quickly gets on. French Tickler quickly gets on and scores 5 more points. At the end of that jam, or excuse me, in the middle of that jam, I believe Liquor and Split just picked up her 7th penalty.
Is that what happened?
I believe so.
Ooh, looks like she has been swapped out. Or is in the process of being swapped out. And we have Headache wearing the star for the Heartless Heathers yet again this evening, facing off against Captain Sweet Jane from the Breakneck Betties.
Sweet Jane up against the back of that blue wall, still trying to fight her way through.
And Headache is your lead jammer. I bet she won't get tired of hearing me say that.
Nope. Nice tight triangle defense. Sweet Jane barely getting any movement. Looks like Knife will be picking up a penalty.
Sweet Jane doing a great job of just pushing as hard as she can against that wall. Eventually, she's going to be pushing them out of play, and they're going to start going to the penalty box.
Out of play being called. They got to let her go, but that's okay. Headache just lapped her again for 4 more points. French Tickler takes out Sweet Jane in turn number 2.
And Headache is out for 5 more points for the Heartless Heathers.
Such a strong
French
jammer. She dropped players along the way, just fighting her way through. Oh, Headache thought she might have stepped out, but she didn't. She picks up that cut. Headache gets to take a little rest in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Make the most out of that 30 seconds, girl. Northern Lights Out just received a cap pass from the Breakneck Betties. She's looking to charge out of there and really take advantage of this next 30 seconds.
Such a great hit out there. That's going to go ahead and set back up. Let Northern Lights Out try and figure out a way to get through.
Heather's doing a great job of making sure that Northern Lights Out has no opportunity to pick up any foot speed.
French Tickler doing a fantastic job positionally blocking Northern Lights Out.
Like she do.
Big thanks to Joe's Burger, 4 locations, awesome burgers, and the official feeder of the Rose City Rollers volunteers. Also got a few shout-outs. Breakneck Betties sponsors, CrossFit Excellence, helping the Betties continue breaking necks and dreams. and Moreland Vision Source, helping the Betties focus on the game since 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen, we only have 3 minutes left of this game. Don't hold anything back. Let's make some noise for your teams out there.
Much mayhem up front right now. She's still fighting that wall of blue. Oh, and taken out in turn number 2, but she is the lead jammer.
Irie Bell getting jammed up against a very slow wall of Betties out there.
Irie Bell staying in bounds, and she is finally out of that pack.
Much mayhem crashing through and around again. She's going to pick up 4 points.
Irie Bell around the outside. Holy smokes, that was a great move.
Unscathed, unscathed.
Much mayhem still fighting her way through. Bella Constrictor up front. Irie Bell picks up her 4 points, calls it off.
American Family Insurance, the Kenneth Hart Agency, another BNB sponsor. Your Derby Dream is out there, and they will protect it. Also, Kelly's Olympian and Adam Wheels.
Fantastic sponsors. Yes, they are. Well, we have seen the Heathers, with 2 minutes left, come out in this bout and absolutely perform ferociously. Super six-pack on the line up against Screaming Beaver once again.
Super Six Pack is out and around on the outside, getting a little bit of help while she can from Push Latush.
Screaming Beaver right now weaving around. She's got 1 player left to beat, and she is finally free. Oh, but she got a back block on there. That's going to give Super Six-Pack a power jam opportunity.
Wow, great maneuver by Super Six Pack, deflecting a lot of the force from that hit by Mace Ventura and stealing it away.
Chestnuts tries to jump up, play a little bit of offense. This pack has moved into the straightaway. Super Six-Pack still trying to fight her way through.
The Heathers doing a great job of really manipulating as much space as they can off that track. Frankenskate doing a great job of dictating to her team how much further they can move away.
Super Six-Pack jumps in the middle of that. She's got 2 players left to beat, but no, French Stickler gets a piece of her, takes her out of bounds. Tatty Munster on the other side takes her out of bounds there. Not a bad call off as 5 more points put up on the board for the Breakneck Betties. That was a great call off right there. Screaming Beaver and Fonda Brawls are your jammers.
Fonda Brawls making her debut this evening as a jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Jess in the box. She's out. She's lead jammer. She says no more. We want the win. The unofficial final. 214-177. Your Heartless Heathers appear to have won this.
Pretty amazing bout here at historic Oaks Park. Thanks all for coming on down. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing the most valuable players here just a few moments.
Well, I think it's safe to say the Heartless Heathers need to take a lap. Ladies, get it on! I just wanted to get him going.
Big round of applause for our triumphant Heartless Others this evening. All right, and now our Breakneck Betties taking a lap. Big hand for some hard skating, hard hitting, fast juking, and generally amazing roller derby.